Welcome to Sky Babies. I'm Lewis Stardust.
I'm Tori the Vast.
Today we're celebrating the holiday spirit. Is that how you say it? We're celebrating the holidays with
No,
spirit. We have the holiday spirit and we're celebrating the holidays, and also it's holidays, so it's a holiday gift guide. Is that good?
You don't have cheer when you said it. You're like, we're celebrating holidays.
We can't all be like you, okay?
I'm redoing it.
Go ahead.
I wrote a blurb. All right?
Yeah.
Here we go. The holidays are right around the corner, and you may be finding yourself asking the question, what can I buy for that special Magic player in my life? Or maybe it's their birthday, graduation, or they deserve a little treat.
Or maybe you want to get a new player into the game. Any way that you choose to be gifting this holiday season or birthday or all of the things that Tori mentioned, this episode is meant to help you, the shopper, and we're here to help. Tori wrote this. Not that part. She wrote the first thing, and she's very proud of it.
Listen, this is my debut. I'm applying for the Herald Horn, so I got to write. All right.
But first, let's get into our sponsors.
Very, very good.
This episode is sponsored by Dragon Shield. So if you're looking to gift some stuff during this holiday season, birthday, etc., we have some really cool ones to show you.
We have the special Dragon Shield Anniversary Edition. So we have red, gold, matte dual. They're gold on the inside, red on the outside. We also have this cool Senor Devourer of Light, another art sleeve, and
Christmas stuff. Some people might debate whether Gremlins is a holiday movie, but it definitely is. So if you're looking for something more specific for Christmas, we have a Gizmo and a Gremlin sleeve from them. There's obviously more than this. This is just some of their newer products, but I think everybody could use extra sleeves, especially if you're going to be using them for a long time and they get a little dirty, you know?
That's right. And they fit in a stocking.
They do.
They do. They're great.
It is the stocking stuffer. So thank you again to Dragon Shield for sponsoring this episode.
We're also sponsored by TCG Player, your one-stop shop for all things TCGs.
The good thing about TCG Player is it's not just for Magic stuff. So if you have somebody in your life who enjoys other card games like Yu-Gi-Oh!, One Piece, all that good stuff, you can go to TCG Player to shop for singles. You can shop for sealed product. There's so many available items on TCG Player.
Yeah, and there's also TCG Player gift cards. So if you don't know what to get that person because you don't know what they have or what they like, get them a gift card. Easy peasy.
Yeah. We'll talk about some stuff to get for the people who already know how to play Magic. But if there's a new player in your life that you want to grab maybe Foundations for, the newest set this year, there's some really cool products available on tcgplayer.com. So go there to shop and pick up everything you need.
Today's featured patron is Philip Murphy, Governor of New Jersey.
I also was like, the Governor of New Jersey loves our podcast.
Thank you, Philip Murphy, for being a patron. It's patrons like you who make episodes like these possible.
We also just added a bunch of new tiers over to our Patreon. So if you want to check out what the latest stuff is, see what our new rewards are, then be sure to check out patreon.com/scribebabies. Is that it?
Yeah, come spend your money here.
This is a great thing that you can gift to somebody during this holiday season. All right, so we're going to talk a little bit about what to get for somebody who wants to get into Magic, and then we'll talk about those seasoned Magic players and what they might like for the season. So first up, somebody who's trying to get into Magic, what would you recommend picking up for them?
So we have the precons for Commander, which are great. I feel like Commander is such a popular format for Magic now. I feel like that's a way a lot of people are getting into the game and expressing interest into Magic. So a precon is always a great way to go. You can get these from individual sets, like you could get, one or two precons from a set that came out, or you can also get the 4-pack like bundles for specific sets or for the cool IPs that came out this year. There's Doctor Who, there's Fallout, the Fallout precons we played an episode with.
So fun.
They were super fun, really cool, and they got Fallout fans into Magic. So I feel like, if you're trying to get into Magic and you're someone who likes video games, they might really like those.
They had some older ones too, like Lord of the Rings is obviously a little bit older. I don't know how easy accessible those are for precons. They might be a little more pricey too. I don't know what the current market is for that. But finding something that you already know they like and bringing them to Magic, I think is a really great way of doing that too. You can always also build them a deck. Like if you're like, wow, this person really loves cats and dogs, I'm going to build a Renaissance deck. You could do that. But I would recommend like really knowing what type of thing that person likes before going full out to buy a deck like that too.
That's such a cute idea, and it's also like a really personable gift if you
I think
do
so
that.
too.
I love that. That's cute.
Another great one for beginners is Jumpstart. It's one of our favorite ways to play. You could either buy a whole box of Jumpstart, or you can get a couple and just put them as like a stocking stuffer into them. All you need is 2 packs for each player, so you can get like a set of 4 of them and play them together. I think it's a really fun way to do Jumpstart too.
That's my favorite way to do Jumpstart, is just like random, like, hey, you want to play a quick game of Jumpstart? It's so fun. And you're right. You know what? You don't need a whole box.
I mean,
if
Ian and
you're
I do it for like our date night. We'll be like, oh, let's just like make dinner and then like play Jumpstart together. And we have so much fun doing that. And we're already people who've been playing Magic for a long time, right?
Mhm.
It's just something different. You don't know what the deck is going to be. So it's been really fun.
Yeah, and it also has that like silly like kitchen table element
Right.
to it. So
It's very fun.
great thing. We also have foundations. If you want to know more about foundation products, we talk all about it in our foundation podcast episode.
Mhm.
But there are two really cool products that we mentioned that we want to bring here as well. So we have the beginner box as well as the starter collection. The beginner box, as we've mentioned in Foundation's video, is something that brings the new player into the game. It comes with pre-constructed decks, a how to play guide, a little book, a cool little like mat thing to show you where to put cards. It's a great intro into Magic in general product, and it's pretty cheap. It's only like $30. So this is a really good product. And then we also have the starter collection. So maybe they have played a couple games of Magic, or maybe you want to get them to start playing and then have something to start building off of with that starter box. You could also get them the starter collection. Comes with over 370 cards. It's like a deck building tool, I guess you could call it.
Right.
Like you could build a commander deck. So if they really like playing with the starter beginner box, then they have the starter collection too. These
gives
two
the
products
ability to
kind of
try
go hand in hand. So very good products.
Something I also want to mention too is like if you have kids or like, I don't know, a group in your school, we've talked about this in Foundations too, like people who want to learn how to play, Foundations is really great because that beginner box has multiple decks so you can play with multiple people. So if you're like, I have 5 kids and I want to get them something, you can pay literally like $30, have a bunch of decks available for them to learn with, and it'll just keep them really busy, which is nice.
Yeah.
I think it's really cool. So I will be using this holiday season and gifting this to like all of my nieces and nephews this year because I feel like at least that's like a way to like engage them into a game that's fun, and it's also a really good like resource building skill too. So
Yeah.
I suggest that.
And it's off of that damn phone.
It's off of that damn phone. You're right. Have you ever been gifted a like Magic holiday gift? Anything, birthday, anything?
I have. It's actually going into our next category. I've gotten Magic artwork as a gift. Last year, Steve actually got me a print of Channel. It was one of the first, it's actually the first vintage cube draft card that I picked. It was my pack one, pick one. So he got me the Channel print. And
Very
I have
cute.
it framed and it's hanging up right now. It's really, really pretty. Artwork for somebody who already is a fan of Magic, fan of the game, entrenched in the game. You can't go wrong with art. You can find out what their favorite cards are, get the artist's prints of it.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they'll have some that are signed. Exactly. I know you want an Ajani print. I know.
She says she wants a Miri print. That's her. Well, maybe she thinks Ajani's hot.
Johnny.
Yeah, maybe that's her guy.
All right,
What? She's allowed to do whatever she wants.
she's 2. No, I'm kidding.
She's not 2 yet.
All right,
She's still baby.
So her boyfriend.
Additionally, if you're enjoying a Magic artist or you know they're enjoying a Magic artist, you could always try picking up artist proofs. So artist proofs are a really fun way to get like fun sketches or designs on the back of the card, get signed cards from creators and other artists who are involved with Magic. And then some of them also have web stores. So like Wizard of Barge, for example, makes some really cool shirts that I have myself. I always buy from him. And so if you like an artist, they might have a web store that not only features the artist proofs and art in general, they might have other merchandise and things that you can get from that artist.
Yeah,
too.
sometimes they also print playmats of their cards, and that's like a fun thing to grab too, because you can never have too many playmats.
I mean, you can, but you also can't. Like we have a whole stack of playmats there, but
There's
I also
room.
I like to have them.
There's room. So art's a big one. Also, you know, if you're somebody who's super busy and you can't go to a lot of conventions, sometimes the art websites are really great. Like I have some of the John Avon signed prints. His line in Vegas was insanely long.
Always busy, yeah.
And every single time I had free time, it was capped. So, like, if you know someone was like, damn, I really wanted to get these Avon signed, you know, cards or something, you could check maybe that they're on there. And sometimes artists will also have like a mail-in procedure where you can mail cards in to get signed ahead.
Let's talk about some essentials for Magic. So you talked about playmats, which is a great suggestion. I think kind of another thing that goes hand in hand with that is dice. And oh my gosh, there's so many varieties of dice. They have those like big D6 casino dice that are like really sharp, but people like them because it's easy to see the numbers on there. D6s are always like a safe bet for any Magic player. You can get get like D&D dice where it's like, the smaller ones, but those can be a little confusing. So I would suggest if you can find those spin downs, you can usually find them like a big bin of them at your local game store. Most of them will just like have you grab a pile of them and it's like whatever amount of money for it. But spin downs I think are really useful for people that are doing a lot of token decks or just to have in Magic. So dice is always something that people could use, and also use like a dice bag. So if you have like a nice container for the dice, like a little box for it or bag with those could also be really helpful.
There's a lot of really cute ones online too. Like I
Yeah.
see like
I buy a lot.
on little stores, there's cute little printed ones. Or if you're someone who's really good at like crafting,
Mm-hmm.
I've seen really cute crocheted and like knitted dice
Yep.
bags. I've seen people who are really talented with like 3D printers make like dice trays
Yeah.
that you like roll them down and stuff. It's just there's endless possibilities to do and be creative with those. So I think that's really neat.
And also with the crafty stuff too, like there are molds for resin dice. So like if that's your thing, you can make someone a custom dice and it will be like a really special. I like handmade gifts. So
Me
if somebody
too.
can like make me something, I think that's really cool and special. And if you have the ability to do so, live your life. I don't, so I'll buy from a cool maker on like Etsy or whatever.
Mhm.
But yes, handmade stuff is always really fun
Handmade
too.
dice are cool. And then also just another little thing about the dice too is they also make dice that have like the +1/+1 counters, the
Mhm.
minus counters. And they also make the planeswalker die
Right.
that uptick for your planeswalkers. So if you know someone who plays like a specific deck like Yawgmoth or
I was just
something
gonna
like
say-
that, yeah, there's really good
Yeah.
specific dice you could buy that go great with the deck, and they're just super useful.
Something I also saw too that's reminding me of it. We talked about I don't know if we mentioned it here, but in the Foundation's starter box, the like clicker thing for life totals, they make those but for like different conditions in Magic too. So it'll be like, okay, I have like sickness on this or this, and you can like twist them, and I've seen them on Etsy and they're really cool. So you could put like condition markers on them, but they twist up and down, or they have small
Ooh.
counters on it. So if you're like, I have 69 bugs, you could just do them and they're small. It's really cool. I've seen those as well. Or you could put like lifelink or whatever on there. So those are usually on Etsy too, so those are great to keep in your bag.
Next up, we've got tokens on our list. Tokens are a necessity in
Yes.
playing Magic the Gathering. There's an abundance of very cool drawn tokens on our Patreon. You can get them.
Subscribe.
Yeah, but there's really cool drawn tokens. You can find these online. There's also different creators who make some out of metal or wood. They're really creative. They're a good way to add some flair to a deck. I know Arcade Post makes like
Really cool ones.
really cool ones, a lot of really cool pop culture unique ones. And also you can get commissioned tokens, which are nice. So if you know they like a specific thing and you think of a really cool idea, you can commission a token that you know might be personable to that guy, that person. I want to say that guy.
With that accent, I liked it.
I'm looking at Oko and I'm like, that guy.
That's him.
What token would he like?
Elks that you've made. Are they cute?
They're cute. They're chopper.
If you also feel like, for me, something that I notice is like sometimes I don't have the right token, so I'll just like flip over the back of a Magic card and be like, this is this, and it gets very confusing. Infinite tokens are a really great resource. So if you want something that's just quick and on the fly, you could just write something on there, or if you're crafty and you want to draw something fun, I highly recommend keeping these just in your bag in general. I usually keep a pack on set for when we're playing in case we need to just do something quick, or whenever I go to like an LGS or to MagicCon or something, I keep a pack on me too, because it's easy just to bring it out if you need something. So Infinity tokens are great. They're on Etsy. I think they have their own website as well. I highly suggest picking those up too.
Next up, we also have some deck boxes. You can get deck boxes from Gem TCG, which we have a ton of behind.
That one's mine, the Vixen one. You could buy it. It's of me.
I can't see it, but I will grab it. Oh, there's cards in here.
Yeah, it's my Winota deck. You could buy it. And the cool thing about the gem boxes too is they have like smaller versions and bigger ones, but they all have a slot for your dice to go in, or a little section for your tokens and additional cards too. So you could be able to, put everything in one box and take it with you, which is fun.
Yeah, the different deck boxes out there that have art on them or a little theme to them are very, very cool. They also make the small deck boxes, like Dragon Shield has like that big deck box
Right.
like thing with the rose in it, which is really neat. You can fit a lot of cards in there just like on their own, or you can fit the little tiny deck boxes in them. I feel like you can never have enough deck boxes
No.
nowadays, because there's always a deck coming. There's always somewhere you got to store your cards or bring cards somewhere.
Kind of like noting with that too is like, sometimes your cards don't fit into a deck. So it's really nice to have like the 4 rows, like the 4 white rows too.
Mhm.
But I know Dragon Shield has a product for like, it's almost like like little shelves that come out, and so you could store cards in there. And I thought that was really cool. I wanted to pick up a couple of them because they're vertical. That's vertical, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. So you have vertical ones that you could just like put on your shelf instead of having those big horizontal 4 rows. I think that's a really nice way to like make it look classy on your shelf and not like I have a crippling addiction to magic and my cards are kind of everywhere. So I thought those were really fun. And then also binders could be really helpful too. So if you have like really rare, expensive cards that you want to keep safe, I always tell Ian, I'm like, we need the emergency binder for like if there's a fire to grab that and go because those cards get expensive. It's a good way to keep those cards safe, especially from like humidity or like water damage and things like that too. So those could be really useful.
Yeah, the zip up ones I really
I
like
love
a
a zip
lot.
up binder. Yes.
We also have the Quiver. Quiver is a really, really unique product. I have mine and I love it. They're really good if you're a con goer and you like going to MagicCon or SCG and want to bring decks with you, but you don't want to like carry them all on your back
Like a
in
huge
general.
backpack. Yeah.
It's almost like a sling bag. They make a mini one and they make a like a regular one.
I think the regular one fits like 5 and the mini fits like 2 or 3.
If it's 3.
Yeah.
Because they come with their own little deck boxes
Yes.
and they have like dividers so you can like change the layout of the inside. It also has a little zipper pouch on the top.
So you can put some stuff in there.
Yeah, I have some life pads in there, pencils, because I use mine as a Pauper Knight case.
Yeah.
So I have like 3 Pauper decks because it's like $15 for the whole box.
Yeah.
And I have like pencils, some dice that are in there because like the mini dice fit perfectly in there. Life counters, my Infinity tokens, and it's nice because you just zip it up, throw it on your back. You know, it's like almost like a purse.
Yeah.
And then also this is a silly thing I use it for, but all of my Magic the Gathering themed pins.
Yeah.
I put them on the like.
I've seen a lot of people do that too. It's cute.
I put them up and down like what is the name of that?
Like the
strap?
lanyard strap. Yeah, you could say strap. And I noticed some people too got like an attachment. I don't think they make this. They might do it, but for their playmats on the long ones, it's just like a Velcro attachment that they put on, so you can put your playmat right on top of the quiver, and then not have to have like a separate thing for that too.
Yep.
So
you know
smart.
what everybody loves to be? Hands free.
Yeah.
I love walking around MagicCon like.
Yeah. I do have like a really nice backpack from Gem that I like because there's enough dividers to separate everything and enough space for like those big weekends. But like walking around MagicCon all weekend with a big heavy backpack on day 2, I'm like already exhausted. So having something like a quiver I think is really useful for like if you want just a couple things on the go too. And it fits a lot of stuff, which is impressive for the size of it.
And the deck boxes do fit. You can fit them in the quiver like stacked on the side too if you need some more room because the zippers actually do like have a little bit of expansion. So I've seen people take them for commander decks. I use mine on Pauper Knight, like I said. So it's nice because I bring enough decks for everyone. If someone needs to borrow a deck, guess what? I got a couple on me.
Yep, that part's nice.
Got that thing on me.
So I think that's it for most of like the essentials. If there's anything else that we're missing, feel free to leave those in the comments too. We mentioned art, deck boxes, cards, all that stuff, like things for your cards to keep them safe. So another really cool thing that you can get for your Magic player in your life is cool merch. I kind of mentioned that there are web stores for different artists. One of them is Dakota, Wizard of Barge. I always pick up his new Magic pieces when we're at MagicCon too, but he put up like a whole sale for those as well. And then there's other brands who make merch. Like I believe we had a collection from Teddy Fresh and from Dumb Good. Is that what they're called?
Yeah, Dumb Good.
No,
I
Dumb
think
Good?
there's even some stuff on like Hot Topic, believe it or not.
Brain Dead, not Dumb Good. Brain Dead. Yeah. So there's a bunch of different brands that you can look for. I know at this time the Teddy Fresh ones were like 50% off. So like a lot of the pieces that you wanted are a lot cheaper, which is good. Black Friday is happening or has already happened, but there's still sales that go on through the holiday season too. So I always recommend just like double checking websites for that.
We also have like the MTG Pro Shop for some stuff directly from Magic. There's also a lot of really unique stuff on a lot of these different websites. Like there's household items, there's out of the box items. I think when I went to MagicCon, which was a great place to shop, by the way, for
I know,
a lot
it
of
was
this
really
stuff.
good. Yeah.
I got like a Magic the Gathering ice tray.
I bought one for somebody for a housewarming too.
Yeah, I got like the sphere ice tray. And I was like, this is so cool. It's like the mana symbols. It was just a fun thing for somebody like, it was a treat for me. But I'm like, I have the cards, I got the boxes, I got all that kind of stuff. What else could I get that's unique? And I'm like, oh, this was really fun.
But imagine how cute it would be on like if you're having like a magic night at your house and you're making cocktails or mocktails and you want like a fun little thing.
What I got it for.
It's cute. I think it's a really great idea. So more home goods stuff. They kind of went hard this year. There was like a skate deck at MagicCon Vegas. They had the squishable Fibblethip. They had something else that like the loot deck boxes. We didn't even mention those, like the cute character ones that are at the Gatherers Tavern. They have really, really sweet ones. And so I feel like they've been just expanding through Magic too. But there's a lot of custom merch that you can get and like unique items. We mentioned pins too. I know Magic does like a whole set of pins. I think Pinfinity exists. They do Magic related stuff too. And then I don't know if they're doing it this year. I think last year they did everything they had sold at MagicCon, they put it on like a web store to buy from at the end of the year.
I'm crossing my fingers that they do, because a lot of the con exclusive merchandise is really cool. Like the
lines are just so long.
The lines are really long too, and sometimes they sell out of stuff that you want like day one, so you don't get to get all the cool swag that you wanted to. So we're crossing our fingers and hoping that some of those con exclusives come to a store where you can get them.
Yeah. But overall, there's a lot of different merchandise, and like even if somebody's not a t-shirt person, like I'm wearing sweatpants that I got from MTG Pro Shop, and I wear them all the time, and they're super comfortable, right? So I think there's a lot of variety. Like if you're not sure of like somebody's t-shirt size, then you can maybe find the home items or a squishable or something.
I have
else.
my Magic bucket hat, and I wear it all the time.
I think they put out a candle this year too at MagicCon.
Really?
I think so.
That's awesome.
I know, which I would love a candle.
Yeah, and then there was that one brand who made like the blankets.
Mm-hmm.
And the blankets were like Magic cards. They
Listen,
were huge. They were super cool.
If I don't know somebody super well and I want to get them like something, my go-to is a little basket that has like a treat, a candle, and a blanket.
Yep.
Right? So if you're like, okay, this Magic person wants, like, they like it, I don't know what to get them. Here's like an official Magic candle. Here's a Magic blanket and like a booster box or like one of the small items. And I think someone would be thrilled to have that in their space too. Did you think of something?
Magic the Gathering blanket, because every single one that I see is so cool. Yeah.
It's a card.
So there's one at Hot Topic, or you can go on the Zon. And it literally looks like the back of the card.
It's
which
cool.
It's just really cute. So it's something simple too. Like, I love that.
We've seen some like tapestries too. Like, and I guess this is dependent on like if you know what kind of card they like, but they have Magic tapestries of like Demonic Tutor and stuff that you can like put onto your wall, which I thought was really fun.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of options for like home decor. Obviously, some people don't want to go as hard in the nerdy stuff, but I think a subtle nerdy thing like that blanket, you would never know until you like fully open it that it's a Magic card, right?
I have a print of Volcanic Island in my bathroom, and people will walk in and be like, "It's a beautiful like island, framed in the bathroom," and I'm like, "Yeah, it's a Magic card." But that's what I mean. There's a lot of the lands.
Yeah, the lands are
if you
safe.
want some subtle stuff, you can go for the land.
And the lands are cool too because you could have like a beautiful like landscape, but then you can also get like the Magali stained glass ones that just like a really pretty art too. So you can go any way with those. And I feel like lands are always safe if you know what their favorite land is. Like you can get them a mountain art or something like that. But a Wooburg land thing could always be good too, I think.
Agreed.
All right, next up are custom items. So this is just like if you want to do something unique. We talked a little bit about those in other categories. Something I think is really fun is you can get custom sleeves from Dragon Shield. I think you have some, right?
I do have custom sleeves from Dragon Shield. Mook Dubs got me custom sleeves of a drawing I did of Oliver, my cat.
Yeah.
As a pirate. His name was Captain Oliver, and I put them on Miri for a really long time.
You can also get custom playmats too.
You can get custom playmats. I think the custom Dragon Shields are so fun.
I think so too.
Because you can either do like sentimental, like pictures of my cat were super cute on my cat deck, or you can just get like a funny meme printed on them of something and be like, here you go. They're like a really good sentimental gift and also a gag gift.
I like it too. I've seen people have like their wedding pictures on there, or like this is my cat, so I put it like you set up with Oliver, like this is my pet, so it's my pet deck, right? And so I think it's fun. I know a lot of brands like that we know, like I know Howling Salt Mine and Joe and other people have done ones for their show. So like not to plug us too, but like if you enjoy a creator who might have custom sleeves and you know that they like it, then you can purchase Scrybaby things or pick those up and merch from your favorite creators, because we do have things like bonfires and web stores too. So if you know they're listening to Scrybabies, you can check out our bonfire and get a nice Hot People Play Magic shirt, or maybe say, hey, I want just like some cool stickers or Patreon. That's also a thing too. You can literally gift somebody like or sign them up for a monthly thing on like a Patreon for a person that they support to get cool rewards too if you're not sure what to do. So that's also a really fun thing.
Another custom item I added on here, an F&M draft kit. What is this, you might be asking? I made one for myself because I saw a need and I created this thing and I was like, whoa, I would totally make this for somebody as a gift. So for a while I was going to F&M or, pre-release or draft night, whatever. I have a cute little deck box, and it's one of those flip open ones, and there's 2 sides to it with little tab dividers. On one side, I have already sleeved 10 of each basic from the same set matching. And then on the other side, I have all the blank sleeves. So whenever I go to a pre-release or a draft or anything, I'm able to draft my deck. I don't have to go to the basic land station. I already have my lands. They're already sleeved. Now I just have to sleeve, like, the 23 cards that I need to sleeve up for my deck. And it's just quicker. It's easier. I also have tokens in there already, so I know I always have tokens. I have my dice in there. So it's nice to have something that's just ready to go. And then also, it's just very customizable. Like, I really liked the Zendikar full art basics.
Yeah.
So I got all of those and put them in there. But if you know someone who's like, ooh, they really, really love, I don't know, the unhinged lands, I'm going to get 10 of each of those, sleeve them up because that's their favorite land, and they're going to use it.
Yeah, they're going to use
it all the time, and they're going to go have fun, and it's a nice way to be like, every time you go draft or go to F&M, it's like, oh, I got to use my cool little gift.
But it combines all this stuff too, so you could be like, okay, well, here's your box. Your box has your dice, your tokens, your sleeves, some basic lands, and it's like, it doesn't have to be very expensive either. Like, the basic lands, depending on what you get, they're not like super crazy expensive.
And
right?
It's already sleeved, so you can pick up sleeves.
It's a very thoughtful gift too, I think.
Yeah.
Or you could even do custom sleeves too. You could do like something fun if you want to be more like creative with it.
Yeah.
But even if you just get regular sleeves, I don't think anybody's gonna be upset about like free sleeves.
Not at all. And it's really nice because the bonus feature of this is if you are like me and play the basic land game, you already have a whole basic land game sleeved up, ready to go whenever you want to play it.
This is like Fight Club. People aren't supposed to know what it is, Tori. It's
I'm
a
not
secret.
making content about it. I'm
it's a secret.
About it. If you know,
it's
you
a
know.
Secret.
If you know, you know.
Steve's like turning over and crying somewhere in the distance. But yes, I do think it's fun. It's a quick little game you can play in between rounds too, so it makes it fun. Additionally, there's some other cool stuff you can give. I highly recommend, if you have a good local game store in your area and they do gift cards, support your local game store. It's really easy just to be like, yes, here, we can go do this thing together, or you can go by yourself if that's what you want to do. So gift card to your local game store is always great.
Yep. There's also TCG player gift cards if you want to have them shop online. And also, cards are just something that are hard to get sometimes unless you really know what this person's looking for.
Right.
Secret lairs are fantastic gifts. I actually had a secret lair for the Scrybabies Fantasy Football League last year. It was the Blood Bowl, like, football-themed one. That was the gift for the winner. There's so many secret lairs out there now. Right. You know, there's the con-exclusive ones that are really cool. We just had a big Marvel super drop, and it was a nightmare. Hatsune Miku, and all of the other really cool ones from this year. And in previous years too.
And then also kind of pants with what you were saying with like Fallout and like these other sets that people are into. If you know somebody's into, like, I don't know, they did a Chucky set. If you know they're into horror stuff and you're like, I'm gonna pick up this like horror secret lair for them, they might not have those cards. Like, it's a good way to like give them something from IP they love. And something with like the Marvel sets too is the secret lair card, depending on the lair, might change. So they might not even have that card. It might be a special, unique card that they don't have.
Yeah, or sometimes, like, I have a Hatsune Miku secret lair, and I didn't even, like, open it yet, because I'm just like, this is my collector item.
Mine's on the shelf, literally.
Yeah, it's a collector item for me. I'm like, this is my cool thing. I'm going to keep it here. I love it. And then last on the list for cards, foils for their favorite EDH deck. Foils are tricky if they're a comp player, because if the deck's not full foil, it's a whole fiasco. But, you know, if you have, like, a pet deck that you really like, or, you know, I'm going to use Steve as an example. Steve really loves Yuriko, and he's been trying to make Yuriko full of really cool foils, really cool treatments, signed cards if you can. So there's certain cards. I know the deck list. I'm able to look through it. I know what he has and doesn't have right now. So it's like, you know, nobody wants to spend $100 on a foil for themselves sometimes.
Yeah, make it a little treat.
You can make it a nice little gift.
I want to also add with your commanders too, I've been seeing something that's really fun is like they'll get like a hard shell case or a top loader, and people will like decorate it. So you could do those like deco den like things where it's like, okay, like this is my mono green commander, so maybe it's like a bunch of green things and like little bows and sparkly stuff, right? Like you could make a really cool customizable thing for their commander.
Are you hinting at me right now? Do you want me to make you a customizable?
No, but we can go to
bows?
Happy DIY in Philly, and they literally have a thing you can make, and we could just make commander top loaders and keep ours really cute. I love that.
I'll do that.
Yes. So there's like ways, again, more. I like Handmade gifts, I've said that a couple times already, but there's a variety of things you could do if you want to spice it up.
And shameless plug, speaking of handmade gifts, altars. Also a great gift. I've gotten a lot from Modfly altars.
Also Modfly,
we love Modfly.
We do love Modfly.
There's a lot of really cool altarists out there who do special paintings on Magic cards, and a lot of them are very thoughtful, unique, and beautiful. You know, it's kind of like buying a miniature painting.
Yeah, there's ones that'll get like memorial cards for like people's pets and things like that. You can get ones that are of yourself, which is really fun too, or your favorite character. So I recommend checking those out. But there's a lot of like customability. And it's always like fun to see what people will bring out to like Magic Cons or other events where they're like, this is my specific deck and I got this cool art treatment for it and this and I have a custom built, I don't know, deck box and I had this thing done. So it's a lot of personality with Magic players, and I think it's really fun to see that in there too. So. Well, that's everything we have on our holiday gift guide. If you have suggestions for other things, be sure to leave it down in the comment section below. We talked a little bit about gifts that we had received. There's some stuff we're probably going to give both of our partners and friends are Magic players. And so I'm sure we'll find some stuff that we'll be gifting this year too.
Yeah. And if you've received a really cool gift, please let us know in the comments. That way someone else might be able to read it and get a really good idea, get some good inspo.
And if you enjoyed this episode, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And if you're on Apple or Spotify, make sure you leave us a review because it helps us out. It's free. It's easy to do.
Yes, it's free, easy, done. Do it. Thumbs it up. Let's go.
That's like the #1 gift that you can give us this season. Besides shopping our web store or joining our Patreon.
Joining our Patreon and shopping our web store. I said wet store.
Web store.
Web store. How people
store.
play Magic forever. All right, that's all we got. We hope you have a happy holiday, and we'll see you soon.